In a bustling market square in Tokyo, a heated dispute erupts between two shopkeepers. Their voices climb, gestures sharpen, but a calm mediator steps between them, not to silence anger, but to channel it. What if conflict isn't a battlefield but a bridge? This moment in Augsburger's work pulls us into a fresh, cross-cultural approach to resolving tensions that might just transform how you see every clash. Everyone faces conflict, but how we experience it shifts with culture. Augsburger shows us conflict isn't a bug in human relations, it's the operating system itself. In Tokyo's crowded market, two shopkeepers argue fiercely over territory. Yet their conflict isn't about who's right but about honor, something deeply tied to their cultural understanding of dignity and face. The mediator doesn't just stop the argument, they acknowledge the cultural dance behind the disagreement, opening a door for respect to re-enter the room. Think of conflict like fire. It can scorch and destroy, or it can warm and illuminate. Augsburger likens conflict to tending flames. Left unmanaged, it burns down bridges, but skillfully approached, it's a vital source of energy that drives growth and change. When we stop fearing conflict, it shifts from a destructive curse to a creative force. Augsburger flips the script, showing that embracing conflict's power to expose hidden truths helps relationships, and entire cultures, heal and evolve in surprising ways. Conflict isn't just what's said, it's what's at stake beneath words. Augsburger unwraps how honor, dignity, and face shape furious or fragile negotiations worldwide. In South Korea, a seemingly small public criticism spirals into weeks of silence. Why? Because losing face in front of others is a deep wound, far beyond ego. Augsburger points out that in many cultures, damage to honor creates ripples far wider than the initial quarrel. Honor and face operate like social currency. If you lose it, your value in your community dips drastically. Augsburger explains this with the analogy of a delicate glass vase. Once cracked, trust and respect, and thus negotiation chances, don't easily mend without careful care. Understanding this, mediators learn to help parties protect dignity, not just resolve surface issues. When people feel honored, even harsh conflicts soften. The surprising insight? Sometimes saying less but recognizing more wins the day. Augsburger teaches that no matter the culture, mediation, an honest go-between, breaks conflict cycles. But mediators do more than translate words. They navigate emotional and cultural topography. In Nairobi, a long-standing land dispute is boiling toward violence. The mediator steps in not just to negotiate borders, but to untangle underlying fears of loss and historical wounds between tribes. They become the essential neutral channel, transforming suspicion into cautious dialogue and eventually trust. Augsburger uncovers conflict's triangular nature. It's rarely just two parties, but always involves a web of relationships and perceptions. Imagine a three-sided dance where every step depends on others' moves. Recognizing this, mediation targets not just facts, but these hidden relational patterns. Reconciliation isn't one-size-fits-all. Across cultures, forgiveness takes many faces, from public rituals in Rwanda to quiet private apologies. Mediators sensitive to these variations guide parties toward genuine healing, showing how forgiveness can rebuild shattered trust, even after violence. Back in that Tokyo market, the mediator's calm wasn't just about stopping noise. It was about respecting a culture's rhythms and tapping conflict's potential. Try this. Next time a clash sparks, ask yourself, what's the cultural story beneath the tension? You might just discover conflict isn't an enemy but a powerful, sometimes beautiful invitation to understanding. Subscribe for more book summaries like this one.